All right, welcome back to Jonesycast. I'm Jonesy, and this is the cast. Basically, what I do is read Reddit and do video replies. Um, we're on Ask Men Advice this time. Oh, like and subscribe if you want. If you don't, then don't. We're on Ask Men Advice with female 19 with a high body count. User Daphne J. Morgan 7 hours ago. Spent my first 2 years of uni sleeping around quite a bit, mostly one night stands and friends with benefits deals. I'm at that stage now where I want to start dating, but I'm kind of worried. Will my experience in the bedroom put guys off? Yes. Yes, it will. But that's okay. It's okay. Because you essentially what you've done is you have cut yourself off from a lot of guys that have a lot less experience than you and that care about that stuff, which you don't want those guys anyway. I mean, the problem that guys have is that they have adequacy issues, and I did as well. I had a lot of adequacy issues. So I'm 33 now, and I've slept with a lot of women. And the reason that happened is because I was bullied a lot in school. I had glasses. I was a skinny kid. I didn't know how to fight, and I had something to prove. I really did. And then my mates had slept with, a lot of women. And so a lot of women by that standard at that time, but, so I had to outdo them all. I had to prove that I was better than them all, only to find that, I learned a lot, but it didn't make me a better man, just the act of sleeping with women. And I think that. I don't think you did it to become better. I think you just did what you wanted to do. But the problem is that a lot of guys, and this happens with girls too, like if a guy slept around too much, a girl doesn't want to bar of him because of that player aspect, or, she feels insufficient because he's done everything. So she may feel a bit insufficient. And so you haven't cut yourself off from guys that have slept with less women than you've slept with men. You've just cut yourself off from guys who care. I mean, I've slept with a lot more women than my missus has slept with men. And I don't think she cares, because I make it very, very clear to her that the reason that I'm with her is not because of just the sex, although it is great. It's because I love her. Like, I'll give you a couple of tools that you can use to understand the problem that they are going through, and a couple of responses. So number one is the fact that you're not with them because they're making you come like the other dudes made you come. You're not with them because the sex is great all the time, every time, right? You're with them, and this leads into the second point, that you're with them because you care for them and eventually will love them on many multiple layers, right? So when you sleep with someone, you're attracted to them, hopefully, on at least a single layer of sexual chemistry. Sometimes you'll get physical chemistry and intellectual chemistry. You have a decent conversation with a guy and he's also flirtatious, and you reckon he can handle himself in bed. But you're with the man that you're with when you eventually start dating because of those multiple layers, right? Because now your priorities have changed. Now you're not just looking for that shot in the arm to feel awesome or just to have that fun. Now you're looking for consistency. Now you're looking for stability. Now you're looking for someone to love and someone to love you, right? Now, I've seen a couple of comments because I got in on this one late. The first one says, I definitely just wouldn't tell a lot of guys that. For me, it would be an automatic pass. I mean, the problem is, if you intend to date honestly, you're going to have to at some point answer the question that he's going to ask, which is, how many people have you slept with? And you can't lie. You can't lie. Up until my missus, I was the only person that knew. You can date guys. It just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to have something casual, you don't have to bring it up. And if they bring it up, you can just push it back because you haven't made any promises. You haven't promised honesty. You know, you haven't promised that you will open up that part of yourself. You know, this is your secret to keep. It's your information to keep. But at the same time, if you want to start dating leading to marriage, you have to start dating in an honest way, through an honest lens. You can't lie to yourself or the other person. And one of the reasons is because A, that damages the relationship, but B, you start building the habit of lying and deceiving yourself and them, right? And that just leads to misery. So, I mean, you don't have to tell them, but if you want to stay with a guy and he asks that question and you lie to him, two things are going to happen. Number one, you just lied to him, which means that you start the practice of lying, small little white lies, right? And number two, you realize that you can lie, right? And get away with it. See, one of the reasons that people get themselves into problems and issues and troubles and chaos is because they lie and nothing happens. Nothing happens. So they do it again and they do it again and they do it again. And then they do it again and then something happens and they go, oh, well, what happened? Well, what happened was you started doing something you shouldn't have been doing. So don't do that, okay? But yeah, I mean, it affects all the wrong guys. It affects all the guys that you don't want. You know, it affects all the guys that are insecure about the numbers, insecure about how many girls they've slept with. And the problem is that because you're 19, you're going to be meeting guys that are maybe in their mid-20s, maybe in their late 20s, and most of them haven't figured shit out, right? Men really become men around the age of 27. I did it at 28 when I realized that no one was coming to rescue me, okay? Because men's danger-seeking behavior kind of slows down when they get to about 27, 28, 30. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to affect some guys, but those are all the wrong guys. Look, it was a short video today. I hope it helped. And I wish you the best in your endeavors at finding the right guy. Just before I go, I will tell you something that I say in a lot of my videos. Okay. Number one, you need to write this down. Okay. Please write it down because you're so young and you aren't in a relationship yet. So this is the perfect time in your life and in your relationship status. Write down what you want in a relationship. Write down what you don't want in a relationship. Write down what you want in a man and what you don't want in a man, okay? And yourself, what you want in yourself in that relationship and what you don't want, okay? If you can write all those things down, because that will be the compass for when things go wrong, because you're in a relationship eventually, so they will just go wrong. That's what happens, right? Hope it helps. Good luck.